Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm Gyasi.
And if you're watching us on YouTube, first of all, thank you. But Gyasi.
Already? Oh, man. Oopsies.
You see, already messing up. If you're watching us on YouTube, first of all, thank you. But also, you can see that we have black and white filter on as a tribute to the season premiere of WandaVision on Disney Plus, which we will be talking about later. But before all that, let's get into some nerdy things we've done this week. Gyasi, how have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been good. It's been a busy week, but I've done some nerdy things this week.
You haven't, or you have?
I have.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So I finished the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It was the final season. That was pretty good. I liked it, but I have a few complaints about it.
I can't even relate because I'd never finished the last season that came out. I started watching it, but I never finished it. So
it's not even seasons, it's like parts. They call it
the
parts.
parts.
I think it was
I'm
the
confused.
third part.
Whatever the last part was, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So. But you can air your complaints and I'll listen to them, but I can't address them for you.
Well, like overall, like the story and like where they went with it was pretty good. They were like, it was like Sabrina, and her family versus like the Eldritch terrors, which are like these ancient, like before like creation, like creatures that are like trying to destroy like everything basically.
Okay.
So so my main complaint with the show was like not too much the story, but like it was too dark, like literally, like not figuratively. Like the show was like I couldn't see anything most of the time, like because it was too dark. Yeah, at first, like I thought it was something wrong with my TV, and then I looked it up, and a lot of people also had that same.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Game of Thrones. The war. Yeah, when it was everyone was complaining about not being able to see anything. That reminds me.
Yeah, that sucks. Like it's like yo, get better lighting for these shows or something. I know it's supposed to be a dark show. I'm supposed to be in the dark, but like it still shouldn't be dark. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people try to take that too far, like the design elements of and I think people just take it too far. And like most people have to realize that people don't have these theater cinematic TVs, these $8,000 TVs that would like make that
exactly
translate well. So the whole season was like that, or just like certain episodes? Yeah,
the whole season was really like that. So it was hard to watch it during the day. That was the main problem. Like during the day, it was like, yo, like I had to close my blinds, like turn off all the lights to be able to see it like good.
Maybe they just wanted you to watch it at night.
I guess, right? That's what it seems like. Because it was very hard to watch.
Besides the fact that you couldn't see anything, was the story good?
Yeah, the story was good. Like all the creatures that they fought was like pretty cool, and like at the end, like it led up to like with the last like Eldritch terror, which was like the Void, which wanted to just swallow everything. And like my other complaint like is that like Sabrina dies at the end.
She does? Like for real?
Yeah. She dies at the end, and that's how like the story ends.
Oh wow, that was a huge spoiler. I don't know if I want to know that.
Yeah,
wait,
I'm sorry.
She's like dead, and then the show's over.
Yeah, and like even like the character in the story is like, this is not fair. Like, why is Sabrina dead? I'm like, yeah, I feel the same way. Like, why the hell is she dead?
And then that's the series finale. There's not going to be any more. That's kind of crazy. I don't even know if I've ever seen a show where the main character dies.
Right at the end. I think I've seen a few, but I can't remember.
Shows or movies? Because a movie is different. A show is like
and movies. No, movies. No.
No, I feel like it happens more in movies than in shows.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's
too much in shows.
But wait,
and then what happened?
I saw that the original aunts from the TV show, like from the original TV show.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to mention too. So like they had the original aunts because like they were like Sabrina, like it's the whole thing about the story because Sabrina split herself in two. So there were two Sabrinas. So one of them went to like fight the Eldritch Terror, which was the Endless. So like. And which manifested itself in Salem, the original Salem, like the talking one from the Sabrina series. And the basically like they were going like she was on a set. Basically, it was like an endless loop of like her just living out her life on like a fake set. So like the two other aunts was there. I was mad they couldn't get Melissa Joan Hart though. That would have been.
You probably don't want to do it.
Probably not, right? Yeah. That sucks. But yeah, that was cool seeing the two original aunties. They died.
Wow. How long were they in it? Was it like a brief cameo or were they actually like
they were in it for 2 episodes? Yeah,
2 episodes. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's pretty good.
Well,
And I saw like a lot of people had a complaint that at the end when she died, like she kind of goes to this like I guess like celestial plane, like heaven,
mhm.
and then Nick's did her like he killed himself to be with her. Everybody was like, why? Because it was bad and necessary. Because they broke up and they were back together for like a couple episodes, and then you kill yourself to be with her, like
Because he loved her the whole time. I don't know that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's what they want us to think.
I heard that the actress that plays her, I forgot her name. I heard that she didn't like the ending either. So
yeah, it wasn't a great ending. They wrapped it up like a little too quick, like Game of Thrones
yeah,
style.
they rushed it. I'm tired of these like showrunners
Yeah.
getting lazy like for the end of their shows.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you should just like exert your energy and make a good show ending, and then you can forget about the show forever. Jesus.
Yeah, right. Or just end your show short, like plan just for like a couple of seasons. Like I guess people plan like people always like I don't know, maybe they think there's the shows that go on for like 10 seasons or like
Yeah.
however many seasons. That's why I kind of like I like Watchmen because it was just one season, even though I left it a cliffhanger. But
Wait,
like
Watchmen?
yeah,
But I want Watchmen to have a second season.
I did too. I know I did too. But like the director didn't feel that way. So
I know, but like
can
if he didn't
respect
feel that way, he shouldn't have left on such an open-ended thing. I hate him for
True,
that. He
true.
should have just closed it. That's not fair to the viewers.
Yeah.
But I also admire him for not like if he feels like it can't carry for a whole season, then I respect that too. Don't waste our time with crappy programming. I like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else about Sabrina. Oh, I was gonna say the ending is like Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah. Like so I get that. Yeah, that's what a lot of people made that connection. It's very macabre, like in that way, like the whole show, like there's a lot of death and love and blood and guts. So
okay, so you said it was good overall except the ending, so it's worth watching, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's worth watching. Yeah, because each episode is like a different like a monster, different fight, and it's pretty interesting. And I think what's his name? Ambrose really makes the show. Ambrose is great.
Oh, I like Ambrose a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Ambrose is my favorite part of the show.
I need something else to watch anyway, so I guess I have to rewatch the last part because I don't remember anything that happened. I actually have to finish it because I didn't finish it, and then I will probably do that. Yeah. Have you been doing anything else?
Anything else besides that? I'm trying to think. I think that's the main thing I did this weekend. Watch WandaVision. Yeah.
Okay. What have I been doing? I watched WandaVision also. I haven't been doing anything nerdy. I've been watching the show on Netflix called Kim's Convenience, which is pretty funny.
Oh, did I tell you to watch that show? That show is great. Yeah, me and Jazz watched Kim's Convenience Store.
I don't know if you told me to watch that show, but it popped
up.
Yeah,
I did. I really did.
I don't think you told me to watch it.
Yeah, Shannon.
But anyway, it's been on my list on Netflix for a while now, and I just got around to watching it. It's really good. It's like it's funny.
I love that show.
Yeah. It's like a Canadian show, but it's about this Korean family that lives in Toronto. And they own this convenience store, and it's funny. It's funny. Who's your favorite character in that show, Gyasi?
Oh, definitely Appa, the dad.
Yeah, Appa. I was gonna say.
Appa's great. Yeah, he's hilarious. And did you know he was in The Mandalorian? Like he was one of the
Oh wait.
Yeah.
He was one of the
in the episode with the frog lady and the ice. Like
yes. He was one of the officers. The New Republic officers.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
He does a good accent for that show then.
He does, right? Yeah. It's like what is his real accent? Like, it's like what is his real accent? Because he's so good at switching it.
I think the accent in Kim's Convenience is the fake accent.
Yeah. It's very heavily like kind of like more stereotypical, I guess, like Korean accent.
Yeah. Is the mom's accent fake then too? I wonder.
Probably.
But
they probably sound more Canadian. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know if they're from Canada, so who knows?
Yeah, if it's a Canadian show, I'm assuming. I feel like most Canadian shows hire Canadian actors and actresses. So.
Yeah,
probably. But yeah, if you haven't seen it and you're looking for something like lighthearted and fun to watch, definitely give Kim's Convenience a watch. It's funny. There's enough to keep you sustained. There's 4 seasons, and they have like 12 episodes or 13, something like that. I'm in the middle of season 3 right now, I think. So
cool.
I'm gonna be sad when I'm done watching it. But
yeah, I was too.
Did you watch Dairy Girls? Of course not, because you've been watching Sabrina.
Yeah, I've been watching Sabrina.
But are you gonna watch Dairy Girls? You're probably never gonna watch it.
I tried. I watched like a part of the first episode. I was like, oh man, these accents, these heavy accents, man. And then I stopped watching it, and I went back to Sabrina. So maybe I'll go back.
That's how I felt the
something
first.
else
That's how I felt
to
the first
watch.
time I watched it. Because the first time I watched some of it, a friend put it on when I was at a friend's house, and I told her, I was like, "Can you put the subtitles on? Because I can't understand what they're saying."
Yeah.
but then I came back to it later, and then I was able to watch it. It's really funny. It's a really funny show. So
Like,
you just gotta like get past it and try to understand what they're saying.
Like who watches stuff without the subtitle? That's what I want to know.
I
Is there people out there who
know,
watch
it's
like I watch
crazy.
everything with the subtitles?
Me too. It's crazy. But every time I do that, my dad is like, "Why do you have subtitles on?" And I'm just like, so that I don't have to try so hard to hear.
Yeah, I
You
don't
just
miss
know
it.
what they're
Yeah, I feel like I don't miss anything. Yeah.
Right. And some shows you definitely need subtitles for, like Game of
Mhm.
Thrones. You definitely need to watch Game of Thrones with
Yeah,
subtitles,
Game
because
of
then you'd
Thrones
be
you do.
people are just mumbling all over the place in that show. You'll
Mhm.
definitely miss something. And like all these other, and like it's just good to have them. It's good to have them.
Yeah, exactly.
You just get used to them being there. So then when you watch anime subbed and stuff, like it's nothing. Like you just sit there and watch it. Subtitles are life. And if the letters bother you on screen, then you don't know how to pay attention to just one thing.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
So get over it, people. But I know a lot of people. I'm like, you know what? That's gonna be another poll. Actually, I still have to do the other poll. I'm gonna do that today, and I'm gonna do another poll. Do you watch your TV with subtitles or no subtitles?
Yeah, that's a good poll. Yeah,
Yeah.
asking people about that.
So getting into some stuff. I know you don't want to talk about Cyberpunk anymore, Gyasi, but like I said to you before we started recording, Cyberpunk is turning into a whole scandal. It's a whole scandal. So apparently, so they announced Cyberpunk in 2012, Cyberpunk 77, which is a long time to have announced a game that's just now coming out in 2020.
Yeah, it is.
They announced it in 2012 and they showed a trailer for it in 2013, but they didn't actually start working on the game until 2016.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
That's
a big. What were they doing? Oh, I guess they have other games and stuff to work. They're working on CD Project Red, but still, it makes no sense.
I just feel like I don't think it was even because they had a lot of stuff going on. I think that they were just behind on a lot of things. So apparently they had like just a lot of internal drama going on. So in 2016, a new director took over for the game, and then several developers from The Witcher 3 left, and then they were still trying to figure out if the game would be first person or not. So I guess they were like still trying to figure out a lot of stuff about things about the game. But like, if you were nowhere even near starting development for it, I definitely would not have released a trailer in 2013, because like, why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you
and
get
the
us
trailer
so
was
excited about
basically
this?
The trailer is basically based on nothing, because they didn't even start working on the game yet, so they just fabricated something.
Yeah.
So they didn't start working on it until 2016, and then even more drama is that CD Projekt Red announced that the game would be out in April 2020 originally, and internally some developers were confused about that date, and they were wondering like how the game could be finished by that time. So and then according to this article, one employee even said that he thought it was a joke, like he thought the date was a joke. So
I would hate to be a developer at CD Projekt Red right now. Like that sounds like a stressful job. Like
and apparently
they already treat developers bad. Like they already don't pay them enough.
And apparently they were treating them really bad. So so based on the progress, they didn't think that the game was going to be ready till at least 2022. So that's a whole 2 years from now.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and because of that, like you said, they were treating the developers bad. Like they were working like 13 to 14-hour days to try to get the game like done at this completely unrealistic timeline. And there was a lot of things. So like rush time, they didn't hire enough people to help develop the open world that they promised it would have. There were some language barriers. There were some people who spoke English and others who spoke Polish, and I guess there were some language barriers and like
the developers in the team.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
And then of course COVID-19, everyone had to work from home, so that also attributed to the delay. But you cannot completely blame COVID-19 now. It is entirely their own fault internally, not the developers, but the directors of the game, the higher ups at CD Projekt Red. 13-hour days they were working. Towards the end they upped, so 13-hour days for 5 days a week, and towards the end they upped it to 6 days a week, so 13-hour days for 6 days a week.
That's ridiculous. See, that's what I'm scared about like getting a job like in tech or
Yeah, you
whatever.
gotta like do research on the companies that you work for, because I'm sure that
'Cause-
there are some developers. I mean, I'm sure that most developers treat their employees fairly, but
Mhm.
just some people are a little sketchy. But
Yeah.
like all
I try to
companies,
work 13-hour days. That's really ridiculous. That's
yeah.
like
But again, that's their own fault for trying to like push this game out so fast.
mhm.
So all of that. And one worker, I remember reading this in the article. One worker commented that like it was crazy, like people lose their families and stuff over like these long hours and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So that's kind of crazy that they're making
That's
it,
sad.
but yeah. So they issued an apology to fans earlier this week, and they took full responsibility for the game's terrible launch. And they went through all that stress just for the game to still be delayed. Like it got delayed 3 times, like from the original April release date.
Yeah.
It got delayed till September, then November, then December, and all of that for the game to still be completely taken off of Sony's shelves, which is crazy. That
Yeah.
Sony had to like the launch was still so bad after all of that,
Mm.
and then bad enough where like a whole company had to stop selling the game and give everyone a refund. Like that says a lot about
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, it
yeah,
does
but
say a
again,
lot.
it's not even surprising if the game wasn't thought to be ready until a whole year and a half from
Mm.
this date. So that's crazy. So
Like, man, I would leave that. I would go to like a different like company after that, because like that kind of like tarnishes the reputation of a CD Project Red after that.
yeah, it does. This is like a complete, that's why I said like it's a complete scandal. It's definitely gonna like tarnish your
Where
reputation for
I'd have been
years to
like, I'd
come.
have been working on my resume. Like, I'd have been on LinkedIn. Like, yo,
Get out while you still have a chance, right?
yep,
Exactly.
jump ship, jump ship.
So they took full responsibility for the project, and then they also said that they're not going to make their employees crunch to get the game, like to get all the problems fixed. So that means that they're not going to force them to work these crazy hours to fix the issues. They said
Yeah.
they basically said it's going to get fixed when it's going to get fixed. So who
Okay.
knows when you'll have a working Cyberpunk game, Sony fans, people that have a PS5.
2022.
Yeah, for Xbox, I guess you'll still, because they didn't do anything. Microsoft didn't do anything, right? They didn't pull the game off of the Microsoft store.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, so PS5 fans, you're gonna have a while to wait before you get a functioning game. Microsoft fans, I guess you can still play the broken game if you want to.
If you so choose. Yeah.
If you so choose to keep still playing the broken game, that's another poll. I'm gonna ask if any Microsoft fans have been having issues with Cyberpunk 77 on Xbox. So it's 3 polls. Remind me to make them all, please.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks a lot, CD Projekt Red, for showing us how terrible you are. Oh, and there's also been rumors circulating. So like in 2018, they did a demo of the game, and there's been like rumors circulating that the whole demo was fake because the game obviously wasn't done. But obviously they're like denying that, because of course they're gonna deny it. Why would they admit that the demo was fake? They probably
exactly.
to be quite honest. Like, come on. So yeah, I would just give up on Cyberpunk if you have a PlayStation. Like, don't even expect to be like playing it. But I guess they are still playing it, because I think that you got a refund and you still have the game. So I guess if you're not too bothered, because I guess I've been seeing mixed things online that some people are having issues and some people aren't. So I guess like it just depends on how lucky you are with whatever batch of the game you got. So
true.
I guess if you're okay and you're okay with playing through the glitches, then I guess you don't have to wait. But I would just turn it off at this point. I wouldn't even be trying to play it.
Yeah, just wait till they finish it, I guess.
Yeah,
like how it was intended to be.
2023 at this point.
Cyberpunk 2023. That's what it should be called.
So off of Cyberpunk now, and now that all this scandal's out, I can't imagine any other news is going to come out about this game. So
yeah,
probably our last time talking about it. Anyway, Ubisoft has announced an open world Star Wars game. Did you hear about that?
No, I did not hear about that actually.
Yeah. So open world Star Wars game been announced by Ubisoft. It's being developed by the Swedish studio Massive Entertainment. There are really no details on when the game will launch, what platform it's going to be for, or what piece of Star Wars universe it's going to explore, but it is happening. Yeah. And in addition to that, Disney rebranded its game division to Lucasfilm Games, and they're describing describing it as a new era for gaming. And in addition to Star Wars game, an Indiana Jones game was also announced. So
okay,
cool. Mhm.
That's probably gonna be similar to like the Lara Croft games. I can see.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. When I as soon
Yeah.
as I said that, that popped into my mind as a
Yeah,
game that
right.
I wanted to play, but I didn't get a chance to. But as everyone knows, EA was exclusively designing Star Wars games before. So I
Mhm.
think that now that somebody else is developing Star Wars games, people will like them more because people have a lot of problems with people have a lot of problems with EA and their
Yeah,
microtransactions and all this other stuff.
true.
So it's kind of cool that someone else is taking the reins on Star Wars games. So
I mean, the last Star Wars game was probably the best one, Jedi Fallen Order.
yeah. Because that was kind of like I didn't play that game. That was kind of like open
Yeah,
world too, right?
yeah, that was an open world, like RPG. It was a little more to the style of like Dark Souls and like
Mm-hmm.
Sekiro and like that. But yeah, that game is like a really beautiful game. I think it's cheap now too.
Does that game have microtransactions too?
Of course, yeah, of course. That's like their freaking business. That's like their like whole business model right now. Like microtransactions is awful.
Yeah. So
But
I guess
it's like buying lightsabers and like
yeah.
DLC, like other DLC stuff.
But
Yeah.
nobody likes that. No one likes microtransactions inside their video games. So
No,
like it's
they don't.
already enough that I had to pay $70 for the video game. I would understand if the game was like free, then like a phone game, then you charge me for microtransactions. Duh. But like don't be trying to charge me on top of the money I already paid to get the game. But
Exactly.
hopefully this is a new era. People that hate microtransactions and hate EA have a chance to play Star Wars open world games from a different company. So yay. But we probably won't be seeing that for a couple years at most. So and then speaking of people knowing when to delay their games because of quality, Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy has been delayed into 2022. For those who are unfamiliar, a Harry Potter RPG was announced at E3 this past year. I forgot
we talked about it.
Yeah, I forgot when the original release date was supposed to be. I think this year, obviously, if it was delayed a year. So, and it's a PS5 exclusive, also. So, sorry for people on the Xbox fans, whatever.
Exactly.
But it's been delayed to 2022. In order to give the game the time it needs. The spokesperson for the game said, "We would like to thank fans from around the world on the tremendous reaction to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy from our Porky Games label. Creating the best possible experience for all the Wizarding world and gaming fans is paramount to us, so we are giving the game the time it needs." Yes. Take a lesson from all of the game developers should be looking at CD Projekt Red and like, don't want to do that. So
let's take some more time.
Yeah. It's better to just delay your game than to have a whole bunch of upset fans, a complete scandal on your hands, and the removal of your game from an entire company. Exactly. It's better to just delay it out front.
Just release full games, people. Come on.
People will be upset in the moment, but they will appreciate you for it later. Which is not something that CD Projekt Red. They were just pressured by the fans demanding the game, and they fell to the pressure, along with many other problems that it was having.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people doing some sketchy things. Like they'll release like they'll have like multiple parts of like a game. They'll have like a full game and a DLC ready, but like not release it together. Like just release the game and then make you pay for something else that they already had.
Yeah,
like just give people like.
It's all a ploy for the money. All these companies, they're all for the money. They're not for anything else. They might try to seem that they're for the people, but it's all for the money. At the end of the day, it's all for the money. It's corporate greed.
Yep, it is.
Don't fall for it. Anyway, do you have any other video game news? Have you been playing any good video games? Or are you still playing Dragon Age, Dragon Quest, whatever it's called?
I'm still playing Dragon Quest. Slowly but surely finishing the game. I'm close to the end now, I believe.
Same here. I'm close to the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, nice.
Close to the end. Very, very close. I was stuck on a boss fight. Did it like 5 times. But then I finally beat it. When you finally beat a boss after, tried so many times to beat it, and then you just like jump for joy. I literally jumped out of my chair and I was like, yes.
That's nice. Oh, you finally beat that boss you were talking about last week? Like that you said you were having a hard time on?
The same boss? Yes. So, sometimes you got to put the game down for a couple days and then come back to it, and then you won't be as frustrated. But when I came back to it, I still died a couple times, and then I beat it, and I was like, by the skin of my teeth too. You know how like You know how like when you're almost about to die and the
Yeah.
boss is almost about to die, so you kind of like abandon your strategy in like a desperate attempt to just
Like-
try to like beat down the last couple of things of HP of the boss. Just like wait,
Like a Hail Mary, yeah.
yeah, just like swinging and doing all this
Shut up.
stuff. Like
Oh.
oh wait,
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you for a second.
okay, you did freeze for a second too. Sorry. So, yeah. So then you like abandon all your strategy and you're just like swinging away, just like just like trying to get it over with.
Yep, I know
And
that
then-
exact strategy.
Sometimes it works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm.
And then I would have been because like the boss fights in Final Fantasy, some of them take really long. Like some of them take really, really long. Sometimes you're just sitting there chipping away at their health for like an hour, almost like 45 minutes. I feel like I spent like close to 45 minutes on this one boss fight in the game. And
Wow.
it's just hard. I mean, it's like, why are these? But like, why? Like you're doing like the strategy that you're supposed to do, and it's only like diminishing this much health, and then you have to just keep doing that until you get to the end. And it's very annoying.
The bosses have a lot of phases too. Like
exactly.
Get stronger as the fight goes. And, like,
exactly.
It's crazy.
And then after 25 minutes, when you only get their health bar down to half, and then you die, it's like I don't want to do this again. Like, it's just unrealistic. So I feel like in the future, for whatever Final Fantasy games come out next, like don't be making your boss fights that long and that hard. Jesus.
Oh, you know what? Also, what other game I've been playing? Actually, I've been playing a game called Slay the Spire. It's like a roguelike game. You like?
I feel like I
like,
know what that game is.
Yeah, it's like a card game. It's like a roguelike card game. Like
I don't know what that game is.
You kind of just like you just like it's like one of those games you just die over and over again, but each time you get a little bit better. You get a tiny bit better.
Interesting. Let me see.
You should check it out. You might like. I don't know. You might like it. Or you might hate it. I don't know.
You know I would not like this. I just looked at the images. Like this is exactly what I would not like.
It's a card game.
Hate these card games. Hate these strategy card games.
Yeah, it's a strategy. Yeah, it's a strategy card game. Yeah.
Yeah, Joss. You know I'm not gonna like this. It's a bit much. A bit much.
All right, never mind. I tried.
I mean, kudos to the people that do like those types of games, but it's just not for me. It's not for me.
Got you.
I said I would play Dragon Quest. That's about as far as I'm gonna go.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
Mm-hmm. So moving off of video games, if we're done in the video game department.
Yeah.
Right. Deadpool 3 is confirmed to be in the MCU and will be R-rated, which I'm kind of confused about, but I'll talk about that in a second. So now that Disney has acquired Fox and has obtained the rights to their superhero properties, Kevin Feige confirmed that Deadpool will be rated R and he will make an entrance into the MCU.
Yay.
It's good news. Ryan Reynolds is overseeing the script, and he says that he wants to make sure that they get Deadpool's entrance into the MCU right. The movie's not going to start production this year, probably next year, so we're probably not going to see it for a while. My biggest concern is that if you're going to make it a part of the MCU plotline, it's kind of going to be hard if it's rated R and all the other movies are PG-13. Like, if they make it like an integral part, it could like be one of those standalone movies where like it's in the MCU, but it doesn't really have a lot to do with the larger plot. But like, if it is a part, then like some of these kids are going to be upset because they're not going to be able to see it. Well, actually, no, because there's, you know what? Never mind, because there are no movie theaters anymore. And well, I guess maybe in the future, but as of right now, there are no movie theaters, and you can just go ahead and watch these things on Disney Plus. That's another thing.
If your parents allow it,
that's another thing. So they're gonna release an R-rated movie on Disney Plus.
They're gonna release this movie on Disney Plus?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, because by the time it comes out, I don't know what the state of the world is gonna be. So it might go to theaters. So then if it does go to theaters, kids are like shit out of luck. But if it does get released to Disney Plus, that'll be interesting as a rated R movie on Disney Plus. But then again, The Simpsons is on Disney Plus, so
true.
I don't really know.
Is The Simpsons rated mature?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. I'm pretty sure The Simpsons is rated M. Is The Simpsons rated M? I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty easy question. Whoa. What?
Yeah, I feel like it's not.
Generally, The Simpsons gets a TV PG rating? How?
Whoa. Yeah, they don't do nothing really like too inappropriate on The Simpsons, right?
That's crazy.
I feel like the line.
I feel like they're over the line a little bit, but okay, I guess not. I guess not. Okay, so whatever. Yes. So if it does go to Disney Plus, which if it's a Disney movie, even if it doesn't come out on Disney Plus initially, it'll eventually be on Disney Plus, as all Disney movies are going there now. So that'll be a rated R movie on Disney.
But how will they separate? Like, how will they even separate that from like the other movies?
I don't know. They won't.
Right?
It's up to I feel like they shouldn't even worry about that. It should be up to the parents to put parental blocks on these streaming
Yeah, true.
movies.
Yeah, you should be controlling, I guess, what you're
like. Why am I worried?
Kids
Like,
watching
why
it.
me as a developer? Why am I worried about that? But also, that's pretty hypocritical of Disney, because they canceled the Lizzie McGuire reboot because they said that they wanted it.
Yeah, I saw that.
They wanted.
That's what I was thinking about too.
Yeah. They said they wanted it to be more kid friendly, so they canceled the whole show. So I feel like that's kind of hypocritical of them.
That's funny you saw. Like, I was thinking of like an instance. Like, I'm like, didn't Disney recently just like cancel something for being like too adult or something?
And I would be really mad if I was the actors, and they are really mad actually. Hillary Duff.
Yeah, they're all mad. Yeah.
Because they made that like a last minute decision too. Like they were about to start filming, and then they're like, no, it needs to be kid friendly. But first of all, these kids don't even know what Liz McGuire is. This reboot was for the adults.
Yeah.
It was for the adults that grew up on Lizzie McGuire, not these kids that don't even know anything about Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah, you don't. That's like why are they being so niche? Like, why does it have to the whole streaming service has to be kid friendly? Like,
right? It doesn't need to be. They can divide it, right?
Yeah, they could
be like a kid friendly section and this age and older section.
Yeah, you know, like how Netflix has like the kid version, like give it like have like a little adult version, I guess.
Yeah. And then you can put kid blocks on it. You know how like you can put accounts on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
When you make a new account for your children, it could be like, do you want to restrict this account to only, this content or this content? Exactly. It's that easy.
Yeah, it really is that easy.
They should hire me as a consultant. I'll help them out. I'm just saying.
Shannon. Hire Shannon. I said, yeah, hire you.
They should, right? They should. They should. Anyway, I was about to say something else about this. Oh yeah, and I feel like a petition would solve that. They should put a petition around that's demanding that Disney make the Lizzie McGuire reboot, because that's what happened when they fired James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's back. So Disney can be swayed by.
They can.
If anyone's really mad about that, then you know what to do.
I'm mad. I love Hillary Duff. She's great.
You can start it then, Gyasi.
Okay, I will.
Okay. So I put in the rundown that She-Hulk was rumored to feature Kristen Ritter's return as Jessica Jones, but this article was kind of BS. I actually read it, and it was like, there's no real evidence that she's gonna be in the show. Like none of it.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody was just circulating it around on Twitter, but it's all just speculation. She had said, Kristen Ritter said herself in a past interview that she's done playing that character. So.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, maybe they're gonna bring somebody.
It's been so long now since the end of Jessica Jones and like the whole Marvel like Netflix universe.
And if you remember, Netflix had
it.
Yeah, right. And Netflix, if you remember, when they took the Netflix series off of Netflix, there was that thing about there being a 2-year wait before they could go on to Disney. I remember we talked about this 2 years ago. That's how long our podcast has been on, guys. We talked about this. I remember. So I think that 2-year block is almost over. So I guess that's why like there's been some speculation, but I doubt it. I doubt that she's gonna be in it. Yeah. I doubt we're gonna see any real. Actually, that's a lie. But I doubt we're gonna see much integration from the Netflix shows into the MCU.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any.
Yeah, except for maybe,
I was gonna say like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. Maybe I don't know if that.
Yeah, it was also rumored. It was also actually I don't think this is a rumor. I think this is true that Daredevil is gonna be in Spider-Man 3. So
Daredevil's gonna be in Spider-Man 3. Okay, that'd be cool.
But besides that, I haven't really seen anything else, and I don't really want to see these characters anymore. I definitely don't want to see Iron Fist in anything in the MCU.
Nobody wants to see Iron Fist.
Keep him out. Luke Cage maybe, not Iron Fist, because Iron Fist is terrible.
Luke Cage, Luke Cage could work. He could work,
but I don't really know where he would like what.
Black Panther or something.
Wow, Gyasi, that's racist. That's racist.
That's not.
Why only Black Panther?
Shannon, I don't know, but you know, Shannon, you know. Well, maybe more so if Chadwick was still here with us, then they would,
But why only Black Panther? Why can't he go anywhere else?
I don't know. I don't want to see him anywhere else. I want to see him with other Black people. All right, Chad. I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
I don't know.
How is Luke Cage gonna find himself in Wakanda? How's he gonna get there?
I don't know. Shit, I haven't written the script yet. All right, let me write the script and I'll let you know. All right.
Oh, okay.
How Luke Cage ends up in Wakanda.
All right, show it to me. Read it on this podcast. I'd be very interested.
Okay, I got you next week. I'll write a whole script about how Luke Cage.
Also, I came up with this thing, right? Mm-hmm. But it all depends on the people. So maybe you should promote this. So if we get I don't know. If we get enough votes on our Instagram page, then I will read the first couple chapters of my fan fiction out loud.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
I want to hear this.
We're gonna make a separate post about it. We have to see how many likes it gets, and then I will read the fan fiction. I know you've been dying to hear it.
Yes, I have.
I'll read the first couple chapters on the podcast.
Yay!
I'll tell Mel to get on that.
Cool.
What were we talking about before this? Oh, right. We were talking about your racism, right? So
what? No, not that. Not that at all.
Oh man, no. I don't think that Luke Cage will. I don't know how he would fit into. He seems like he is a superhero, but he seems very out of place with the very, very, very like clearly fictional science fiction world of the MCU. I don't know where he's going in there. I really don't.
He's a bulletproof black man, Shan. He could fit in anywhere.
Apparently, Wakanda. You said only. We'll see. Maybe not.
He has similar powers to the Black Panther.
Yeah, kind of. What I'm really interested to see is how they're going to pick up Black Panther 2 without Chadwick. Like, how are they going to account for his absence? That's what I'm really interested to see. And it has been confirmed that Doctor Doom is going to debut in Black Panther 2. So
that sounds dope.
Yeah. So it's kind of pointing to like Doctor Doom is kind of going to be the big Thanos like villain of phase 4 of the MC, like the phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, however many phases until they do like their big thing. So as we know, or as some people may know, Doctor Doom has historically been involved with Fantastic Four, and he's been in every Fantastic Four movie to date. But Kevin Feige wants to mix things up for Doctor Doom, and he wants to give him a different debut into the MCU. Yeah. So the MCU intends to use Doctor Doom as his own character outside of the Fantastic Four franchise to start. And just like Thanos in the first couple movies, he's going to be appearing in smaller roles, but as the overall bad guy pulling the strings in Black Panther 2 and other Marvel movies. So kind of going to be just like Thanos, like how we didn't really get a glimpse of him until like whatever movie that was that he first
like later on.
Yeah. But we know that he's kind of been involved with everything leading up to that to date. So that's kind of cool. That's definitely a good villain to have as your second like big villain. Yeah, but like I said, I'm just interested to see how they move Black Panther 2 to not include Chadwick. Like, obviously, he's gonna have to have suffered some kind of off-screen death that they're just gonna like mention, because they said that they're not gonna use like CGI to like do any part of that movie. So yeah, that's just what I'm guessing is gonna happen. But I'm just interested to see how it would play out. I mean, I think that whatever way they choose to write him off, I think people will respect, because he did die suddenly. So, whatever. But I'm interested. I'm excited for the kickoff of Phase 4 and the villains that'll be making their little faces known. Sorry. I had to hiccup, but I like. I was trying to hold it in.
It's fine, Shannon. It's fine.
And then really quickly, this is very random, but I just wanted to like mention this because I find it funny because I hate DC. So Ben Affleck, who appeared as the Batman in DC in a couple of movies before they decided to replace him as Batman again, he praised Kevin Feige as the greatest producer ever, which I thought was a huge throw of shade to DC.
Definitely is.
So I think Ben Affleck worked with Kevin Feige once upon a time, because he served as a co-producer in the Daredevil movie in 2003. But This is what he had to say about him. He said, Kevin Feige is absolutely the greatest producer, most successful producer who ever lived. He's the only guy in the world who, if he told me, I know what the audience wants, this is what we're doing, I would believe him 100%. He added, this effer, I'm just, for the sake of this podcast, gotta bleep out the curses, knows his audience like no producer ever. He's a genius. Kevin is like a ringmaster at the circus. He knows exactly how much to wink at the audience, exactly when to pull at the heartstrings, exactly when to do the effects, how many jokes, what the sensibility, what the tone is, because people didn't know to run away from the pajamas or embrace it or make it serious. So I feel like that's a huge, a huge compliment.
Where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? That's out of nowhere. Like,
I don't know, because he's probably, I feel like he's mad that his run as the Batman was so bad in DC. And he probably recognizes like what a shit show DC is. No offense, but like everything that he says about Kevin Feige in this little spew is true and not true at all about any DC producer or director, because every DC thing has been terrible. But I feel like Kevin Feige does know how to craft his stories and make it like one whole big thing. He is a genius. I agree. But yeah, and Ben Affleck saying that is definitely a huge story. I was just laughing. I was like, DC sucks.
Oh my God. Did you see Wonder Woman yet?
Yeah, I did. We talked about how bad it was.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
We talked about how bad it was, and it was bad. And now the more I think about it, the more I realize how bad it was. What was the point of like the beginning of the movie where they showed her doing the training, in the beginning in the Amazon with her people?
Yeah, I don't know.
That played no significant role.
No
that played no role in the later movie. I was just like, what is happening? Anyway, I don't want to get off track here. The point is that Ben Affleck threw shade at DC, and he was right for doing so.
Yeah.
WandaVision spoilers ahead. Now, to get to it, WandaVision.
Main event.
Yeah, main event. WandaVision premiered this past Friday on Disney Plus, episodes 1 and 2. Me and Gyasi watched it, and we have our thoughts. Gyasi, what did you think initially when you first watched it? What did you think of the show?
Oh, I think
wait. What did you think? How did you think you were gonna like it before you watched it, and how did you like it after you watched it?
Well, I didn't think I was gonna like it at first. Just seeing that little pictures in the trailers or whatever. Like, I was like, what's going on? And then then I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is like like an '80s sitcom, like like I Dream of Jeannie or what's it called, Bewitched or something.
Bewitched,
like.
Yeah, they're definitely throwbacks to Bewitched in there. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I like this. I like those shows. Those TV Land shows. So
and I'm actually very surprised because I watched it before you, I think, because I watched them both on Saturday. I didn't think that you were gonna like it, so I'm very surprised when you told me that you did.
Yeah, I liked it. It was funny.
Yeah,
I like that old timey humor.
So I like you. Well, first of all, I didn't think that I was gonna dislike it. I was very interested in the show from when I first saw the preview. So it didn't really surprise me. I ended up actually enjoying it a lot, and I had heard some, because I watched it on Saturday, so I heard some like first reviews on like how some people didn't like it or how some people had mixed reviews about it, but I liked it a lot, and I thought it was funny, and I just thought it was very different, and I think and it was kind of fun to like find all the nods to like the old sitcoms. Like the opening in the second episode was a whole opening that was based off of Bewitched. If people, there's a lot of like, what it is, there's a lot of like this new generation that have no idea what those are. Exactly.
So, and they're complaining like, what is this? Oh, like they're complaining like, yo.
There's a generation of kids now who watch Marvel movies who were born in 2000 who have no idea what these sitcoms are.
Yeah, they have no appreciation for this stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, so they have no idea what it is. So this kind of stuff probably just like goes right over their head. But I feel like older people, millennials, whatever the generation is above us, I feel like they have a little bit more respect for this kind of stuff because they know what it is, and they can make the connection. Like people are probably reading like the kids that are born like 2000 who are now like what, 20 years old, 21 years old, whatever. People are born in 2000. They're kind of looking at this like, what's Bewitched? Like if they're reading it, like what's Bewitched? What's the Dick Van Dyke Show? What's like all this other stuff?
Yeah, exactly. They don't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah, they don't know anything about it. And I'm sorry to say that your generation sucks for that. Anyway, kind of continue. Yeah. One question I had is, where is Wanda's accent? Because she sounded very American, whereas in the movies she had like a Sokovian Russian accent. So that was my main thing.
Well, maybe it's just like because she's obviously like not like she's somewhere else.
But
that's like she's an American housewife like right now.
Yeah, so and like that's what I figured too. I figured that she was probably trying to fit into her environment.
Yeah.
Because in that time period, there weren't a lot of Russians living in America. So
yeah.
I feel like she's trying to blend in, but then Vision's accent is still there. So I would think that maybe they would be trying to hide Vision's accent too. But then I thought it was an oversight. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's an oversight of her accent. I don't know. Okay. But it could just be that also. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward. And so a lot of people are complaining that they thought it was boring. They don't like the format. And I'm just like, people are just being very impatient. Because like you said earlier, like it's very obvious that the show's not going to be that way the entire time. And
it was like 2 less than half an hour episodes. Like, relax. Like,
well, the second episode was 48 minutes, but the first episode was 30.
Was 40? Oh, okay. I feel like because like when I watched it, it ended a bit before the actual ending. Like it was like a lot of time left, I guess, for the credits or whatever.
Yeah. But it's obvious the show is not going to be that way because it would be super confusing if the whole season was just like that and we have no idea why. There's a reason why. There's a reason why she's now living in this like alternate reality. There's a whole reason for that, and like it should make people interested enough to kind of see like why they're there and how they're going to unfold it into the wider story. Like that should be enough to keep people up. Like even if the first couple episodes weren't your cup of tea, the rest of the season is probably going to be really good.
Yeah, people don't understand freaking foreshadowing and like like literary devices and stuff like that. Like,
and there's a lot of foreshadowing. There's a lot, and there's a lot of Easter eggs. Like
there's a lot of Easter eggs.
There's a lot of Easter eggs.
The color, little sparks of color throughout the show, like where kind of like reality or whatever is fading in. It's like
colors. Exactly. And you kind of see like callbacks to like different things in the MCU. Like in the first one, in the first episode, we had a commercial for a toaster that was from Stark Industries toaster. The second one, we had a watch commercial, and the watch had like the Hydra
Von Strucker. Yeah, that's like the scientist guy, Von Strucker, I think.
Yeah, and then there are also many references to SWORD, which SWORD stands for. Sorry, I know this. Sentient Weapons Observation and Response Department, which is a subdivision of S.H.I.E.L.D. There were many references to SWORD in the show. One being the logo was on the little colored helicopter that crashed into
that was the logo? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what that logo was.
I thought it was a hammer and a sickle. I thought it was like,
Oh, no, that was that was the SWORD logo. You also see the SWORD logo on the beekeeper that comes like from out of the ground at the end of the second episode too. Yeah. So I guess if you don't know the background story to these things, then like you're kind of like, what's going on? But it's also enough to like know, like you can kind of put 2 and 2 together and be like, okay, well obviously this world, like bits of reality are trying to creep into this like fake world that they're in. Yeah. So the color helicopter like indicates that. And the beekeeper indicates that, and like it's kind of obvious when she sees him, and she's like, no, because like she doesn't want reality to break in, so she kind of like rewinds time. I think is very interesting. I think like it's such a creative show, and like I'm very, very interested to see where it goes.
Same.
And if you don't like it, then you're just kind of like whack.
I agree. Give it a chance. Give it some time. Go watch some Bewitched. Go watch some I Dream of Jeannie, I Love Lucy, all those. Watch all those.
I Love Lucy, right?
Right?
Exactly.
Those shows are funny. Those shows are hilarious, and they had a bit of the humor in this. Like, this is like, the actress who plays Wanda. Like, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my favorite Olsen.
Of course, she's the only Olsen that's not deeply troubled right now and looks normal and not like she's on drugs. And she's the only relevant. What'd you say?
I said wow, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, we haven't heard anything from the twins.
Yeah, she's the only relevant one right now.
No
Like, what have the other ones been doing?
Yeah.
Besides marrying?
Yeah, I wonder what they
60-year-old men.
think about her. I wonder what their family and everybody thinks about her.
I don't know. That's a good question. But yeah, I am excited. This is easily going to become the show of the moment, especially since this is the kickoff of Phase 4. Everyone should be excited. This is the kickoff of Phase 4, and more Easter eggs and like more different roles that characters play. Like we were introduced to Geraldine in the second episode. Yeah. She was part of the talent show. Actually is revealed to be Marvel revealed that this is going to be an older version of Monica Rambeau, who, if you remember, did you see Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so she was the little girl, that played her friend's daughter. Yeah, so she's an older version of her now, because that that movie took place in the 90s, and now like this is current day. So this is supposed to be an older version of her. This was already confirmed by Marvel. We just don't know why she's there at the moment. So a lot of people are guessing that like she probably got a job with the Sword division of S.H.I.E.L.D., after witnessing all the events of Captain Marvel, like space and like all that stuff. People are saying that she probably like wanted to grow up and like do something related to that stuff. So people are saying that that's why she's there, or like some other stuff, but we know for a fact that that is her. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that is revealed and like how she got there and like what she's doing there. That's going to be interesting. I don't know if this has been, I don't know if this has been confirmed, but fans are also saying that Agnes, the neighbor, is actually going to be Agatha Harkness, who we haven't seen in any movies so far. She's in the comics. She is a witch character who is plays a big part in Wanda's comic book storyline. She trains her, but she was also like hunted after and staked for being a witch. So they think that's right. They think that she plays that character, and they think that Agnes is kind of like a short, like, a pushed together way of saying Agatha Harkness. Agatha Harkness.
Yeah, Agnes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
how do people find this stuff?
I don't know, because people are like watching. I feel like people watch these episodes over and over again. They probably watch it once, like just to see it. Then they watch it a second time to kind of find like little things. Then they watch it a third time to find more little things. And that's how I think. That's the only way I can think that, because I watch this stuff and I don't notice this stuff. Yeah. So some people are saying that because like in the first episode where they were trying to find out the significance of August 23rd, and she came in and said that June 2nd is her and her husband's anniversary, and then they're like, June 2nd is actually a key date in the Salem witch trials. So people are like,
it's so random. Like I feel like I have to look up all this stuff. Like, otherwise, just tell me in the show, please. Like, I'm not looking too deep for the Easter eggs. Like, I don't know.
I mean, they are going to tell you eventually, but I guess it's fun to like try to point this stuff out before it's revealed to us.
It is fun,
because then it's rewarding when you turn out to be right or not be right. I guess I don't know. But I think it's pretty possible, since that character is directly involved with Wanda in the comics, probably so. And so everyone's asking about her husband, who she mentions a lot, but we haven't seen yet. And they think that her husband might be Mephisto, who is a villain, a sorcerer villain. And they think that he conjured up the world that that she's now trapped in. Another theory. So we'll watch out for these and see what's actually true. It's also it's also believed that Sword conjured up the world, because the helicopter crashed through helicopter, and the man came through, and they had the Sword logo. So Sword obviously has something to do with this. We just don't know what, but something. Also in the trailers, there's some footage of Agnes. She has a witch hat and a noose around her neck, so pretty positive that that's the character she's supposed to be in real life. But let's see. I want to know how many episodes this season is going to have.
Word, it's going to end on some cliffhanger, of course.
Let's see if we know this. All right.
How many episodes?
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so there's gonna be 9 episodes.
Okay, that's cool.
That's standard. You know, there are no shows anymore that have 24 episodes like the old days. That doesn't exist anymore.
like every season of Supernatural.
Yeah. 6 to 13 is a standard amount of time for a regular TV show, like a non-network TV show. So
yeah,
don't be upset that the seasons are so short. So the last episode will premiere on March 5th. But that's a good amount of time. We have 2 episodes now. So 7 more weeks left of WandaVision.
Yeah, we got 7 weeks. Okay, cool.
That's a good amount of time for a story to unfold, you know, I guess. I also just saw something else that I wanted to reference and now I'm forgetting. Oh, did the end of the second episode confuse you at all?
With the beekeeper and like it kind of rewinded.
Not the beekeeper. That wasn't confusing. The pregnancy part and the color part.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit? That didn't confuse you a lot? I was like, what the heck is happening right now?
Yeah. Well, I like everything was just crazy, so I kind of didn't think too much of it.
I mean, everything was crazy, but it was kind of like a normal crazy. Like, how are they in this world? That's one thing. But like, okay, I'm like, now she's pregnant. Like, did she just make that in her mind? Like, what's happening right now? I was very confused. I was very
it was a little confusing. Yeah.
I don't know if she just like made it happen. Why did everything turn color? So I guess now all the rest of the episodes are going to be in color.
I guess so. We'll see. Yeah, we gotta see what the next episode has.
I feel like they should have released
it was confusing.
Yeah, it was, right? But I'm so like, it's so interesting. I just don't get why people don't like it. Like they should be like so interested to know what's gonna happen next, you know? But I guess not.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you rate it, Gyasi?
I couldn't get over it.
What do you rate it?
It was an 8. It was an 8.
I give it an 8 too. I liked it a lot. One second.
Got a house phone? I know you had a house phone in your room.
Yes. We still have landlines here. I know. When I get my own place, I won't have a landline, but yeah, we still have landlines here. But yeah, I'm super excited to see where the show goes.
Yeah, same.
I also give it an 8.
Yeah, next week we'll be back with a review of episode 3.
Yeah, we'll commit now to doing a weekly recap of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway, but besides that, I think that's it.
Yeah.
And we'll keep an eye on our theories and see if they turn out to be right or if people are way off base and thinking about it too hard. But as always, you can. Why do I always forget this part? I say it every week. And
you can follow us on everything, pretty much.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at Blerdsnerds.
At Blerdsnerds. Send
us an email, blerdsnerds@gmail.com.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. And rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or listen to us on your podcast listening app of choice. Woo!
We everywhere out
here. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm Gyasi.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.
Peace.